Hi, welcome back to the 30-day gratitude system. How are you doing? Today is day 11. Congratulations for completing 1/3 of the 30-day gratitude system. If you have been following all the gratitude tasks consecutively for the last 10 days, I'm sure that you have started seeing some results. I have got some messages from people saying how it has impacted their outlook, how they look at themselves, how they look at others, how they respond to situations, how they behave, and so on. I'm so happy to those people who send me those messages. And if you have seen some results, seen some difference in you, please let me know how you feel, what you feel. And if you don't feel comfortable talking about it in the comments, you can also send a private message to me about it. And if you have not been doing it, please do it. Please follow this 30-day gratitude system, because this will immensely help you, not just to remain positive, not just to cultivate your gratitude habit, but it will also help you to improve your self-image, improve your self-confidence, improve your self-leadership. Isn't that fantastic? So if you have not been doing that, please start today. You can see all my posts on all my social media accounts. Today I got some time to reflect on my life. I thought about my university days. Immediately after my university exams, I had to attend a job interview. My friend and I traveled together in the same car. Her parents were driving the car. But on the way that morning, the car broke down. My friend said, "Look at the way the day has turned out. It started with such a negative incident, and I don't think the interview is going to be great for us." I told her, "You see, it's just the beginning of the day. We still have time to catch up and reach the organization on time and give a fantastic interview. So don't worry, we are going to do great." We got the car fixed, and fortunately we reached the organization on time. We gave our interviews, we gave our tests, and we went home. A couple of weeks later, we got the results, and I was surprised that I got selected, but my friend didn't. I was surprised because she was one person who always used to score better than me in our exams, who was very articulate. She had got great viewpoints about everything. So she had got everything that was required to do well in that job interview. And then I remembered the way she reacted to that situation and how negative she looked throughout that day. This takes me to the central gratitude theme for today, that is resilience. Resilience is being able to bounce back from setbacks and being able to stand in front of challenges and do everything to get past those challenges for a better outcome. But resilience is a huge topic, and I won't be able to do justice to it if I'm talking about it only in this session. In fact, I have an online training which consists of 5 modules. What I will do today is to take one crucial aspect of resilience and talk about it. That is optimism. A lot of great researchers have done a lot of study on optimism. In one of those studies, Harvard University took a group of people, followed them for 8 years to study the impact of optimism in their lives. University of Pennsylvania did a massive study that consisted of about around 100,000 people to learn more about optimism. And these studies and several other studies have come up with some of those advantages that optimism brings on table. So according to these studies, optimistic people fall sick less often compared to pessimistic people. Optimistic people get hospitalized less often, and even if they get hospitalized, their chances of getting re-hospitalized is very rare compared to pessimistic people. Optimistic people have great social network. They have fulfilling relationships. and they get paid more compared to pessimistic people, and optimistic salespeople sell more compared to pessimistic salespeople. Optimistic people are less stressed compared to pessimistic people. I talked about health. We are all interested in our health now because of the coronavirus situation. Why is it that optimistic people fall less sick compared to pessimistic people? You see, optimism and pessimism are two things. Although we think that is in our mind, it actually affects our physiology. It creates some chemical reactions in our body. Pessimism causes stress, and stress is the release of the hormone cortisol. Cortisol affects our physiology. It affects our heartbeat. It makes us eat more. It makes us obese. It lessens our focus, our concentration. So we in fact tend to do things that we otherwise wouldn't do. Obesity leads to many health problems. Cortisol also causes sleeplessness, and you know that affects our health. Whereas optimism causes the release of happy hormones. So happy hormones makes us relaxed. It relaxes our heart, it relaxes our body, it makes us cultivate healthy habits, and that leads us to have a better, healthier outlook in life. You see, this is one of the reasons why optimistic people are found to be healthier compared to pessimistic people. So if you look at all these, don't you think optimism brings a lot of things that we all crave for? So now the question is, if optimism brings all this on table, how can we be more optimistic? We really need to understand what exactly is optimism. Optimism is having the belief that we are going to have a great future. So is this about positive thinking? No, optimism is not blind positivity. Blind positivity means that irrespective of how bad any situation is, you will keep saying that it is great. Optimism is built on realism, in reality. So you are standing in the reality, making the decisions and taking the actions so that it will result in a positive outcome. One of the people who did a lot of study in optimism is Martin Seligman. He coined two different terms, and it comes in two different books. The first is learned helplessness, and the second phrase is learned optimism. As you can imagine, these are the opposite things. What is learned helplessness? Because of our experience, because of some certain things that we have gone through, our vision has become so narrowed that we think that we can't be helped. We don't have any influence in any situation. So we are helpless. Whereas learned optimism means that we are not helpless. We can create changes with optimism. So how can we cultivate optimism? How can we learn optimism? I'll share a few tips with you now. Number one is your perspective. In every situation, you can have two perspectives. You can decide to be pessimistic or you can decide to be optimistic. So you take the decision to take that optimistic route. Secondly, I have talked about this even before also, mindfulness. In order for you to think and decide what you need to do, you need to have a sound mind, where mindfulness helps a lot. Mindfulness helps you to think about what you are thinking, what your feelings are, and what is the course of action, the response that you need to give to situations. So practicing mindfulness will help you to be more optimistic. Number three is writing a journal, and more precisely a gratitude journal. And why gratitude journal? It's because when we write the gratitude journal, we are looking at every simple thing that happened in our life that day, and we are looking at what all are the blessings in our lives. So writing a gratitude journal is fantastic. Studies have shown that impacts the confidence and optimism of a person. So cultivate that habit of writing a gratitude journal. And in fact, our 30-day gratitude system is also the same thing. We are discussing about gratitude. We are finding reasons. We are looking back in our life and finding reasons. We are conveying our gratitude to other people. So all these exercises of gratitude and reflecting on your life helps you to be optimistic. And the last one is your faith. If you are religious, your faith and your belief that the God is going to do great things for you. And if you are not religious, that spirituality, whether that spirituality comes from your belief in your ability, your belief in the universe, or your belief that things are going to go great. So that faith helps you to be optimistic. I hope you will try to consciously practice optimism, consciously practice mindfulness, consciously decide to take a perspective on situations, consciously decide to follow this gratitude task, consciously decide to trust that faith, whichever faith that you have. That is optimism in a nutshell. So the gratitude task for today is for you to find a situation from your life where you optimistically took a step. A lot of things were going south, but you had the belief that things are going to go great, and you had the belief in your ability to learn, to plan, to strategize, to take action, and take that negative situation to something positive. So think about that. Write it on your gratitude journal. Write gratitude notes or gratitude cards or gratitude calls to people who were involved in that situation. And the second component of our gratitude task, which is the action component, it's for you to sit down and write down all those areas that you are pessimistic about. This is very important. You need to understand where you are pessimistic, and on a daily basis you will also come around pessimistic situations, pessimistic thoughts, and so on. The moment you get a pessimistic thought, how will you reframe that into an optimistic thought? And also decide what are some of those strategies that you are going to adopt to increase your optimism on a daily basis. Which of these are you going to practice so that you can increase your optimism? With optimism, you can also increase your resilience, and that is the fantastic way to come out of this black swan situation of COVID-19 that we are going through. So be optimistic, be resilient, and think about all the great things that you are going to achieve throughout this situation and after this situation. So that is a gratitude task for today. I'll see you tomorrow with another gratitude task. Till then, be optimistic, be resilient, be safe, and be happy. Bye-bye.